Okay, thank God it's Friday and we are back with Opinion Live on VNTV. My name is Kelvin Afinke.
And I am Makafu. We hope you're enjoying the show so far because personally, I've started learning a lot already. Haven't you, Kelvin?
I've been learning a lot. How was your week?
It was okay. Not really okay
I heard the flood was very serious in some areas in Accra.
Yes, it was.
Did it affect you?
Yeah, it did.
How much did it affect you?
It did, like a lot.
Okay, you don't want to say it, huh?
No, it will make me cry.
It will make you cry.
I need a tissue.
Okay, don't say it right here.
Thank you.
So today on The Opinion, we're talking about two trending issues. First and foremost, we're looking at the effect of strike actions on students in tertiary institutions. And secondly, we'll be talking about how illegal act has become legal in Nigeria. See how these so-called, big boys are flaunting their assets on social media and people are not saying anything about this. So this is the major topics we're discussing on today's Opinion. Don't forget to follow us on our various social media handles and let's get interactive. We'll go for a short commercial. When we come back, we'll be introducing to you our guest. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Daddy Humble. Are you wondering why I and my friends are always happy anytime we hang out? Are you also wondering how I cope with my work no matter how hectic it is? I know you'll be wondering why my woman is always happy anytime she sees me around. I have no other secrets than small body, big engine bitters.
Original alcohol drink
Made of herbal extras and caffeine flavor.
product of Chubi Zion Industry Nigeria Limited.
Not to sell to persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
Welcome back from that quick commercial break. If you just tuned in, you tuned in right on time because the show is just about to get started. Like Kelvin said earlier, we have a guest joining us in the studio today. His name is Nabil Mezongo. He's a filmmaker. Thank you for joining us in the studio, Nabil.
You're welcome.
You look good.
Thank you. You're not looking bad at all.
Thank you. I'm blushing. Well, a few weeks ago, like Kelvin said earlier, when we went for a quick commercial break, a few weeks ago, some university students who graduated from polytechnic to universities lecturers went on strike because they feel they are not being treated as the old university students, as in cash, I mean money. So they went on strike for the government to do something about it. He's here to discuss it with us.
Okay. So the angle at which you're looking at this from is the effect this strike actions has on students. First and foremost, Mr. Nabil, once again, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I want to ask you, you were once a student, right?
I'm still a student.
You're still a student. So during your educational years so far, have you ever experienced a strike action? Has there been a point in your education where teachers went on strike?
Honestly, no, I have not.
Okay.
I have not experienced any strike action at all. But aside that, I thought I was here to discuss something film.
It's a fact.
But anyway, I went to a film school, so
yes,
we can still talk about
so
it.
in your film school, you didn't experience any strike action?
No, I did not. You know, one of the most essential elements in life or in education is time.
Okay.
And the strike, when lecturers go on strike, it really affects students in so many ways.
Okay.
Gone are the days when we were young as pupils, when there's no teacher in class or something, you get to jubilate.
Of course.
But as time goes on, when you start growing up, secondary school, tertiary institution, if the lectures are not coming, you get worried.
Of course.
Because you have plans, you have pre-plans before coming to school.
Yeah.
So when they go on strike, time gets to expand and it affects your schedule.
Of course.
But personally, I have not experienced strike before.
But I might think that some students might differ to that because to some students, they feel okay maybe when the lecturers are on strike.
Kelvin, have you experienced?
Yeah,
before?
for me when I was in Accra Polytechnic, I was in a school where we were doing a semester, we were doing 13 courses.
What?
13 courses a semester, that's a lot. And it's like back to back. So if we have an opportunity where the lecturers will not come for a while for us to rest, I mean,
that sounds like fun.
Let me tell you my experience in GIG when I was doing my master's in media management.
Okay.
Ours was not a strike. We had a demonstration. Some students had a demonstration, or I'll say the graduate students had a demonstration based on the amount of fees they are paying.
They are paying.
It's too much for them. But then again, we, the graduate students, we realized that no, we had our timetable, our examination timetable, and we have other plans ahead. You understand? So we schedule ourselves in such a way that we give this particular examination a priority, give our profession a priority, our family a priority, and other activities a priority. So after this demonstration, or when the demonstration was going on, we have to cancel one particular examination. And with me personally, I've already booked a ticket. I already booked a ticket traveling to Europe.
Okay.
So cancelling that particular examination affected my date of travel, because they have to reschedule that particular paper to to a different time. You understand? So it really affected me. So it has a whole lot of up and downs when it comes to lectures not attending to their duties very well. Although some may say because of money issue, because of other things that they need, the government must help them with it, and they are not having it.
Okay.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Do you think the students are not paying enough fees for them to be paid as they want? Because as far as I know, there's a lot of money involved when you want to go when you want to enter into the university. And there are lots of level 100 students, like over 1,000 students who are in school, and this strike is affected. So do you think all of their money is not enough to pay them, or what?
One thing that people should know is education is a commercial venture.
Okay.
If you privatize it, you'll make money out of it. But when it comes to government education, it is not a commercial venture.
Okay.
You understand? So because the government takes a lot of subsidies when it comes to our tuition, when it comes to our hostels, when it comes to a whole lot of activities. So it's not about we not paying enough fees. It's about probably everybody must be satisfied. The student must be satisfied, the lecturers must be satisfied, the administration must be satisfied, the government in question must equally be satisfied. So it is not, we cannot pinpoint one particular administration saying that, okay, they are the cause of this particular strike, or they are the cause of this particular strike. It's a really tough thing when it comes to strike issue, because one department needs to be satisfied. Another department needs to be satisfied. But then again, you cannot satisfy everybody.
But looking at, if you want to put Nigeria, I mean, this particular issue right now is just based in Ghana. But if you want to put Nigeria into consideration, Nigeria is a country where, if, for example, your duration for your course is 4 years, and you experience severe strike actions, you might take 7 years. I have a couple of friends who spent 7 years instead of 4 years in the university. So this is something that, if you want to blame the government, I mean, as you said, everybody needs to be satisfied. You might not find a solution there. It's something that even the new government will still experience as time goes on. So do you think that, I know you've not experienced it personally, that in the long run, there is something you feel can be a lasting solution to these teachers going on strike, especially in the public schools?
We have something that we call bureaucracy when it comes to organizational structures.
Okay.
This bureaucracy has to do with motivations, promoting people based on merits, appointing people based on their qualifications, and a whole lot. Now, going on strike for close to a year, or your course is 4 years and you end up spending 7 years in the tertiary institution, trust me, you have already missed 3 years of your time.
In life in general.
In life in general. You've already lost 3 years of your time, and you cannot get it back. You cannot get it back. So this has to do with our leaders.
Okay.
It has to do with our leaders. They need to sit down, tell appropriate measures on how to curb this particular situation, because it's really troubling. As a matter of fact, our neighboring countries are really suffering when it comes to education. I know Ghana, I won't say we are suffering, because me personally, I have not experienced that. But I'm in a situation whereby I have a lot of foreign friends, based on the bad educational structure they have in their country. They have to come down to Ghana.
I think we just have to narrow it. Nigeria. Nigeria. It's up.
So
Nigeria.
a lot of them are here. to pursue their educational career.
Yes.
It has to do with their educational system over there.
Yeah.
And I must commend Ghana. We have one of the best educational system when it comes to Africa.
Yeah, that is true. That is super true, and I think that is one of the main reasons my fellow brothers are trooping in all the way from Nigeria. It doesn't want to be specific, but I have to be specific, yes, because I know my people very, 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 very well. And one thing too, I feel that these governments are failing to put into place is, I don't know if you have the same opinion with me, is that every year the number of students that gain admission increases, and the government does not make an effort to expand their facilities or provide the basic things they need. You've made mention of the fact that Ghana here needs to be commended, of course, and regardless, there are still loopholes that needs to be sorted. Do you think that the government needs to put this into consideration for the increasing number of students?
Sure. You see, when it comes to organization, being it education or any other aspect, we have weaknesses and strength.
Of course.
Okay.
So this particular question has to do with our weaknesses, because we don't consider the number of people or the number of students we actually admit per the facilities we have.
We have. That's true.
Yeah. We just take them thinking, okay, they'll manage and they'll pass out. Because as time goes on, population keeps increasing. We have a foreign student trooping in. So we need to enlarge our facilities when it comes to education. When it comes to hostels, when it comes to lecture halls, facilities, when it comes to a whole lot of things. Because if you don't have a good infrastructure, you cannot learn effective.
Yeah.
Very true.
That's true.
It's very, very true. You can just not learn effectively, because even to sit down and learn, you need to learn it.
Yeah. It has.
Yes.
It needs
so
to be
if
fun.
if the environment is not friendly, how can you then acquire that particular? You cannot adopt that particular culture of learning how to learn.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So that's our weakness. We need to expand our educational system when it comes to facilities.
Well, do you think the government is not paying attention to them? Because it's been like 3 weeks now and students are still home. Especially level 1 students, it's really affecting them and they are still home, and it's been 3 weeks. The government hasn't even said anything about it. Do you think the government is kind of like leaving them alone?
When it comes to governments, I can't really say much because they prioritize issues. They prioritize issues. What is happening right now is equally important, but probably per their structure or per the program they have, they need to deal with certain issues before giving that particular educational issue a little bit of time. So when it comes to issue of governance, I think the best people to talk about it is the people,
the politicians themselves.
Although they'll come and persuade us, perceive
we are doing
something, but
we are doing that.
And
you know how they talk, Kelvin.
We've had a couple here. We've had a couple here, and all they do is to brag about their political parties.
Yes.
And the people
make sure
they support.
everything looks very
and,
different.
and then, you know, one thing that I don't understand is, you see a political person or a politician having a very good platform to promote a national agenda. They will end up promoting their political agenda to an extent that that politician is not even embarrassed to come and sit somewhere and boldly state that, oh, we did this road. Who do you want?
You and who?
Oh, we built this particular school
with the taxpayers' money.
For crying out loud, you shouldn't be bragging with issues like this. You understand?
Yeah.
But all in all, they don't promote national agenda based on principles. It's based on what they think we should know. Then they will just tell us.
And funny part is, at the end of the day, the buildings are built with our money.
Yeah, the taxpayers' money.
Because we pay tax. Even if I buy food from a food vendor, automatically I'm paying tax.
Okay, guys, so you're still watching The Opinion Live on VNTV, and we are interacting about the effect strike actions has on a student. Mr. Nabil has said a lot, and I think it's something that we should put into consideration. Mr. Nabil, before we wrap up this particular discussion, is there a final words you would want to say to students, especially those who are experiencing strike, especially the Nigerian people who find themselves in educational system where teachers kept going on? It's like the way they change. I don't know how to say it. Teachers keep going on strike actions. What would be your advice to them, and what would be your advice to the government on what to do?
You see, I've been following speakers a lot, like motivational speakers, people who speak on principles. Yeah. I listen to people like Omar Johnson.
Okay.
I listen to James Peterson. It's a Canadian. Okay. And what they normally say is, we don't bring people in power based on principles.
Okay.
As in based on policies. One of his statements, he said, no human being can govern America. Okay. That was his statement. No single human being can govern America.
That's like a huge
What
sentence.
he said is, America is being governed by a policy. Okay. So we need a representative that will sit behind that policy and be signing documents.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that is not what is happening here. Our predecessor, the NDC, the GM, will bring a policy that we all think is good. This current government, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, will also sit down and be like, no, this is not favoring my policy, so we need to do away with it. Yeah. With that, we are regressing. We are not going for it.
That is very true.
We are not going for it. Then we are not learning. We are not doing anything. And it's affecting we, the youth.
Of course.
Yeah,
a lot.
It is really affecting us. It is really affecting us.
So I think it's something we should all put into consideration, because at the end of the day, as he said, it is affecting we, the youth. And the youth are those that are supposed to be in charge of tomorrow. The reason I'm saying supposed to is because even with the youth are not given the chance
to. Do you know our problem? Our current president is 70 plus.
That is, in Ghana, I think Ghana and Nigeria are similar.
Is 70 plus. Look at the president of France.
Yeah.
Look at that of Canada. They are the people controlling one of the biggest economies in Ghana, in the world.
Yeah.
And yet, it's being controlled or moved by young blood. Our people, we are just sleeping. We've not wake up.
And I pray that one day
they need to come and govern us again.
I don't think they would allow a young person to come and be like, I want to be a president.
There will be a change. The change will come.
It is not.
Oh yeah, definitely, it has to.
The change will come.
Because we are tired of this old man.
And you see, the youth too. In as much as we are tired, there are circumstances surrounding we be tired. That's what we'll be discussing later on to see how we also portray ourselves.
Kelvin, it's going to be a difficult situation because we are being surrounded by poverty. That is the biggest problem here. Poverty.
I think that should be eliminated first.
If we cannot eradicate poverty, we will forever remain as we are. Because we are being influenced by these politicians. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. We are being influenced by these politicians. They control the media. They control the business sectors. They control
the educational system.
Everything. So we need to eradicate poverty. Look, let's look at China, for instance. China is not practicing democracy. No. Will you ask yourself why? When they asked the president, he said, because my people are not educated. So I cannot practice democracy until all the people in China are well educated to understand the principles of democracy. I will never put across
democratic system.
Yes. And that is what is worrying us right now. The illiterate are more than the literate. So therefore, our leaders will continue to manipulate.
And we know definitely as time progresses, there will definitely be a change. We'll go for a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll be discussing how illegal stuff has become legal in Nigeria. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Daddy Humble. Are you wondering why I and my friends are always happy anytime we hang out? Are you also wondering how I cope with my work no matter how hectic it is? I know you'll be wondering why my woman is always happy anytime she sees me around. I have no other secrets than small body, big engine bitters.
Original alcohol drink
Made of herbal extras and caffeine flavor.
product of Chubi Zion Industry Nigeria Limited.
Not to sell to persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
Alright guys, you're welcome back. If you just logged on, you've kind of missed our first discussion, but you can get a repost of this particular opinion live on our YouTube channel. All you just have to do is to subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on our various social media handles, and let's get interactive. We still have Mr. Nabil right here in the studio with us, and it's been a great interaction so far. Right now, we're moving into our second discussion, and that is all about how illegal acts has become legal in Nigeria. A case study is the so-called big boys. Ghana, Nigeria, I can say Africa at large, the so-called big boys flaunting their assets on social media and nobody is saying anything. I think right now the EFCC's eyes are becoming very, very wild, so they are arresting a couple of people. Mr. Nabil, first and foremost, I always like doing this because I always put my guests in the scenario first. I know you're a big boy. I know you're a big boy. I mean, you're doing super well. But do you flaunt your assets on social media?
It's because I don't have it.
Oh. So if you had...
So if you had, would you flaunt it on social media?
I will.
You will? Oh. Okay, now, so now moving the discussion even further, why would you flaunt your assets? Personally, why would you flaunt your assets on social media?
I was just putting a joke across. You know, we have something that we call social construction of reality.
Okay.
This is what has become our reality. We need to let people know this is what you have, and as a matter of fact, that is not what you have.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah, I get where you're going.
So what is happening right now is we letting people perceive what we really are on social media, knowing very well that that is not who.
So it's like living a double life.
Thank you very much. Then again, the people who flaunt their assets on social media has two effects.
Okay. Can you please elaborate for us?
We have the positive effect,
okay,
and we have the negative effect.
All right.
Okay.
We have people like Jack Ma. We have people like
Momfa.
No, I'm talking about the positive.
Okay, talking about the positive.
okay,
Okay, so let's focus that.
So let's look at Jack Ma, who is not the Amazon, Alibaba.
Okay, yeah.
He flaunts most of his assets on social media.
Yeah.
Aside flaunting those assets, he'll tell you the source and manner in which he got those assets.
Fine.
Okay.
We have a couple of them who actually put all those stuffs on social media to motivate
others.
Yeah.
To let them know, look, we're from here and we got here.
That's true.
You can equally start from here and you get here. And most of the people, we know their source of income.
Yeah.
We have sports people, we have business people,
celebrities.
You understand me?
Yeah.
So flaunting of assets on social media has got nothing to do with it being bad, honestly.
Okay. So you don't have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem with that. But you as the individual, you need to go deeper than what you see on social media.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Yes.
This is to most of the young people, because anytime they see something on social media, they'll be like, hey, this guy, he's got a Benz, he's got this, he's wearing this, he's wearing that. They will do anything humanly possible to get them without knowing how they got there. Yeah, I get what you're trying to say.
But then again, all this Monfa, I heard he was arrested last week or something. Yeah. I feel terribly bad.
Why did you feel terribly bad?
He was arrested because he's making a living. I see nothing wrong with a young guy trying to make something for himself. As a matter of fact, we have other terrible things that our leaders are doing, and it's not coming out. So if a young guy is out there trying to make a living, irrespective of the means, he has not killed anybody. Some of the charges has to do with fraud.
Fraud, yeah.
You understand? And this issue of fraud is broad. We cannot discuss it here.
No.
Because
it has
our
a lot,
leaders,
it has a
our
lot.
leaders are the head of frauds.
Yes.
And they are there gallivanting around in big cars with our with our sisters and stuff. And nothing is being said about it. And then this young Monfa, you want to make a big issue out of it. Come on.
Okay.
I see nothing.
Mr. Nabil, so this is the drill. The drill is how these guys, the Monfa, the Hush Puppy, Angel Mark, and all these guys, how they are alleged to be fraudsters. But the issue of, regardless of what they do, they flaunt their assets on social media. You made mention of the Alibaba guy and he flaunting his assets and indicating how he made those assets to motivate people. But you see, in Nigeria right now, it's become a norm. Anybody can go on social media, and the people who do that more are those suspected to be doing the illegal act. Do you think it's something that we should still encourage? Because as you said, it has a positive and a negative side. The positive ones are there, but you can't really tell those that are really positive now, because at the end of the day, they're all showing off the same thing.
You see, it boils down to education. It boils down to policies.
Yes.
It boils down on how we can curb our media.
Okay, great.
When I say media, is broad, but let's focus on the new media, which is the social media.
Yeah.
Now, in some parts of the world, China, for instance, they have total control over their media.
Yes.
What they want the people to see is what they show them, irrespective of the medium, being it Facebook, WhatsApp, all those things.
Yeah.
When you go to these Arab worlds like Dubai and stuff, they have total control over what they want the people
to see,
or the use of the social media. We don't have it here.
Oh.
Aside that, when you go to this, let's take UK for instance, you cannot hold any amount of money and flaunt it just like that.
Yes.
Without people knowing your source of income. You lie bad. They'll trace you and get you. We don't have that kind of system
here.
So we cannot curb it.
Yeah.
Until we have those policies and system, we cannot get rid of stuffs like that. But like I said, it has to do with the individual. Don't be moved by stuffs like this.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Don't be moved by stuffs like this. You can get there with your gradual process. You'll get there with your gradual process. We have people that motivate and teach you on how they got it. We have people that flaunt it and let you feel like, look, it's cool out there.
Yeah. So these fraudsters in general, like what we're talking about.
Who determines who is a fraudster?
Just everybody is saying fraudsters because, oh, this guy, they probably see this guy, this very young, driving a Benz or something, be like, oh, this guy, he's a fraud guy, he's a Game Boy. So everybody is just saying Game Boy, Game Boy. Must people complain, even if they are fraudsters indeed? Must people complain, especially the government, because they are the ones in charge of the youth, and they are not creating any job opportunities or anything for the youth. So must they come into this? Because it got to a time in Koforidua, the eastern region of Ghana, police started arresting guys, whatever you are, whatever you're doing. As soon as they see you holding an iPhone,
it happens in Nigeria.
It automatically means you are a fraud boy. So they'll just arrest you, or they'll probably take your phone, or they will take money from you. So what do you think they are doing?
That's poverty. For a policeman to extort money from you is poverty.
That's poverty. Okay, so that is strong, but that's poverty.
You know, the police people have every right to stop and investigate your source of income if they are not comfortable with it.
But they need a permission to do that.
Exactly.
Sure, they do need a permission. No, if you are driving along the street of Accra, and a policeman suspects you, he can stop and query you and ask you questions. If you find out guilty, he'll take you along.
Yeah.
Before you can find your lawyer or something to get out of the situation.
Yeah.
But they have every right to do so.
Stop you.
Aside that, I have faced that particular problem before.
Okay. Okay.
You can be driving in town, policeman will stop you. So. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's frustrating sometimes. Thank you. It's frustrating sometimes, but that is the system we have here. That's the system we have here.
And one thing too, I'm feeling, because I've experienced police harassment tons of time in my compound, my new place I moved into. I can't count the number of times police people have arrested, have badging, they fly the fence and just come into my apartment for no reason. I'm thinking that maybe this youth decided to flaunt their stuff on social media because of the kind of eyes the public already see them and the way they are being treated by the society. But I still think that there's another way for them to live on a low. What would you say to that?
Why do you want them to live on a low? Whereby we are practicing democracy.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You cannot you can't do that. So you have to implement a policy to curb that situation. That is the only thing we need.
Yeah.
Yes, but as in you telling the individual, oh, you don't need to do this, you don't need, so far as it is not illegal for me to flaunt my assets on social media.
Flaunting your assets is not, it's not illegal.
So,
It's not illegal.
so there is no way you telling me I should curb it down. No, maybe that's what gives me pleasure. You know, there's a lot of frustration in the system.
Yeah.
So
The kind of
only
comments you get.
Thank
The
you very
comment
much.
gives you satisfaction.
Bosu.
Thank you very
King.
So
much.
those are the
Yeah.
comment.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
It makes your head very big.
Really?
Yeah.
Of course.
Wow, then I'm at the other side. Okay, but I still feel that, as you said, it is something the government need to put into consideration on how to curb this, because in as much as, of course, it makes people happy, it makes people feel okay, the negative part, we cannot neglect the negative part of it.
It has to do with the individual. If you are well educated,
Yeah.
you come from a good home,
Yeah.
your religious background is very strong, I think you can stand all these situations. I was born and grew up in the Zungu, Newtown to be precise.
Okay.
I find myself in people that smoke.
Smokes.
This codeine that is in town and this Belanin or
Highness.
this, they are in our neighborhood.
Yes.
This fraud thing that you are talking about started with us.
Yeah.
My friends, most of my friends are into it. But the question you ask yourself, do you want to be part of it?
Exactly.
If you want to be part of it, you join it.
You join
If not, stay wherever you
away.
are. Stay focused and committed to whatever situation you find yourself or whatever profession you find yourself. And at the end of the day, you make something out of it.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think that summarizes it, because that's the
course.
fact. A lot of
Yeah.
people need to change their mentality. And poverty, as he said, it's not lack of money. It's like, what would you define poverty? Maybe I have my own definition of poverty, because maybe this illegal turns legal and how people are flaunting assets. Some too is led by poverty. But what is your definition of poverty?
My brother, we are suffering in Africa. As I'm sitting down right now, well dressed, you see my watch and my shoe. Trust me, I have only 25 Ghana cedis in my car.
Okay.
It's no joke.
It's not a joke. It's a serious matter. I know very well.
Education. When I'm talking about poverty, I'm talking about education.
Yeah. People need to
Talking
be
about education,
educated.
You see,
Okay.
because as a Muslim, I'm a practicing Muslim.
Great.
And as a Muslim, Islam teaches us to seeking for knowledge. It is compulsory for all Muslims.
Okay.
Whether the knowledge is from here to China, and you don't have the means of getting it, but walk. You should walk and go and get that knowledge.
Is that
Okay.
important?
Yes. So seeking for knowledge is very, very important in a man's life.
Okay.
So if we are educated, poverty will be eradicated.
Okay.
And that's it.
We both said okay at the same time because,
Yeah, because
it's
you know, there are words
You
you
see,
hear.
when
and
I when I
songs.
when I
It opens
when I
up your
travel when I
mind.
travel outside the country, and most of the times I do leave my people and go survey around. When I get to the subways, I sometimes chop myself on a wall and start thinking in a very deep thought, and I'll be tasking my thoughts and asking myself a question that they have made use of the land. They have made use of under the land, underground. They have made use of the water.
The water,
They have made use of the skies.
the sky.
everything.
For crying out loud, in the 70s, in the 1844, when we were signing bond, what were we doing? We were climbing trees.
Yeah, obviously. Obviously, right?
So, education.
Very important.
And our leaders school there, grow up there, and still nothing is
Nothing.
happening here.
Nothing.
It's sad.
Because at the end of the day, when they get power,
Very sad.
all they do is just to enrich their family and enrich themselves. And
It
they
is
find
sad.
that their kids go abroad and just
Of
squander
course.
I
their
got back
money.
from South Africa last month, and when we were in Cape Town, we met one particular old lady in a very cold, the weather was very cold. So we saw her, she was selling cap, and the cap is, I think 25 rand. 25 rand.
How much is that in cedis?
25 rand.
It's not much.
It's not
not
much.
much.
Like some
Oh.
coins.
And we were all in hoodie. Some of us were in cap. We didn't need that cap. We called her. We said, Mama, how much is it? She mentioned the price. And we were 6. We bought 6. Do you know her response? She said, thank you for supporting Mama.
Oh.
Yes. Aside that, I asked her, why? He said, because you don't need it. You realized my situation and you decided to buy it. So now that's what we normally, the Ghana people call it sablan. When we see our friends say, thank you for supporting Mama. Thank you for supporting Mama.
Wow.
Do you get it?
That's like a nice quote.
Yes. So
But that woman too must be educated to know that.
Yes, you didn't.
She must be enlightened enough to know that
this
you guys doesn't really need it,
Yeah.
and you just got it to support her.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's super great.
It's a
So in the long run, I feel that as individuals, illegal turns legal in Nigeria is something, the discussion cannot end today. Because in as much as the EFCC keeps arresting one person after the other, as Mr. Nabil said, maybe these guys are doing it to feel okay in their shoes. Maybe it's something that gives them comfort. But at the end of the day, we need to make choices for ourselves as individuals.
Yeah.
We need to make choices for ourselves as individuals. Mr. Nabil, finally, what would be your final words before I let you go today?
Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Yes.
Is that okay?
That's the final word. Well, I think he has already said enough.
Yeah,
so
he said enough actually.
Yes.
Enough that if you're just logging on, you've missed. This one I can really say you've missed. But
Papa,
you can just subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you rewatch this and you share it to all your friends on the various social media.
Let me say something concerning Vincent Toby.
Yeah.
Is not only your boss.
Yeah.
It's equally my boss.
Okay.
I look up to him in so many ways.
Okay.
So indirectly, he equally flaunts what he is having on social media, and I'm learning from it to be better than him. So in another aspect, you see flaunting of assets and other things.
It's positive and it's negative. It's just left for the individual to be decisive.
That's all.
Know what you want and what you want to influence you.
so you want to be ahead of him, like indirectly
I'll
flaunting.
I'll
You pass the indirect. Okay.
Everything I'll pass.
Okay. Well,
thank you.
personally, I also think that being it whatever, however they got their money, they choose to flaunt their money on social, their properties on social media. It's the life they are living. They are living their life. I mean, when you see it, you feel like, oh, I want to get this. I want to get this. They are living their life. I always say that, yes. So it depends on you, all right? I wouldn't see someone dressed up in fancy clothes and be like, oh, I want to get this clothes. So by however, whatever comes, I don't care. I have to get that particular dress. I wouldn't do that. Okay, so I have made my own decision. So I think you as the youth, you should also make your own decision. Yeah. If you want to do something, whatever you do to get the money, like the boys say, anything for the money. So Charlie, anything for the money, anything you want to do to get your money. Yeah, that's what the guys most of the time say.
Let me say something. You see, if this topic is worth discussing, that is the main reason why we are actually here discussing it. Yeah. So it has a good side. Yeah. Me personally, I'll use this medium to let people know, look, make yourself comfortable. Look for money.
Yeah.
Look for money. Look for money. Poverty.
Be very wide for looking for the money like my editor. Be very, very wide when you're looking for that money. Once again, Mr. Nabil, I want to say a very big thank you to you for passing through the studio. Maybe the next time we'd have a film discussion like we had previous week. Yes. We'll invite you to come and have...
That one would have been better. flaunting and this. Oh my goodness.
But you see, you did super well. I mean, you did super well.
I mean, you said some things to open up my mind.
Yeah,
like,
even me myself, I learned a lot.
I
learned a lot. Thank you so much.
I have learned a lot.
It's really great having you in the studio.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. Okay, guys, so don't forget to follow us on our various social media handles and let's get interactive. Once again, my name is Kelvin FNK.
And I am Makafui. If you love my outfit, you know what to do. You can check SH Couture by Shine on Instagram and SH Couture on Facebook. Or you can contact her on the number on your screens. And if you love my makeup, you can also contact her, Vicky Nikki. You can also contact her on the number on your screens. Thank you so much for choosing to watch BNTV.
And me too. My name is Nabil Nizongo. Thank you for having me.
See you next week.